Hello, everybody. Yeah, I'm gonna be talking about a little bit about last night's boxing matches. Only the biggest ones, of course. First of all, I must mention that Sergey Kovalev made his comeback at cruiserweight with a decision victory over not Kubrat but Tervel Pulev, the brother of Kubrat. Yeah, who was previously undefeated, but didn't really fight anybody of note, so it wasn't such an achievement. And yeah, but I don't think Kovalev can really achieve much at this point. He's 39, and that division has, well, it's not exactly stacked anymore, but it still has some strong, like fighters like Okoli and Briedis and some others, some newer fighters like Riak Porhe. So anyway, that was a little about called a return of Crusher. And then the big fight, which was Jermel Charlo versus Brian Castano. Yeah, wow, this turned out, pretty much like my friend Jamie Bourne had expected. Hello, Jamie, from Punch Perfect Boxing. Yeah, yeah, Castano was very, very, you know, aggressive, and he was very determined to stop Charlo, as he had before promised in pre-fight comments. He said he wasn't gonna leave it to the judges this time. Yeah, it wouldn't, it didn't go there anyway, but it turned out to be Charlo who won. I guess Castaño, he was at first, he did rather well, and he caught Charlo with a good left hook at the end of, I think it was round four or something. And but then he kept running into counters from Charlo, big hard clean counters, and yeah, that proved to be the the difference in the end, because Jermel was able to nail him coming in, catch him with big punches, and in the end he put him down twice, and that was it. It's a really great victory for Jermel Charles, because Castaño not only was undefeated previously, I mean, many thought he deserved to win the first fight, and myself included. Uh, but as Charles said before fight, actually that was yesterday, he didn't really know him when he first fought, so he didn't really exactly know what to expect, how to. Well, that was his own actually version. I'm not sure that was just an excuse, but I guess Castaño fought a little bit differently back then. This time he was very, very even more aggressive than last time. I think he should have boxed more. Simply not just attacked that much, which made him vulnerable and open to counters from a guy who really knows how to counter and set up the right punch for a knockout also. Yeah, so I guess now Germel Charles is the king, and Castaño has no belt, and has to go back to the gym, back to the drawing board. While for Charlo, I would really like to see him fight someone like Sebastian Fundora, who just came off a really impressive victory over Erickson Lubin, and whom Charlo fought and beat already, of course, by first round knockout. But yeah, Fundora has such a great height and reach advantage that I could really see that being a true challenge for Charlo. But I'm not sure if his man will allow him to take that fight. Too risky, I guess. But still, I mean, Fundora was caught, and dropped by Luby in that fight, so I can see Jamel doing the same and even perhaps, stopping him in the end. Because those very tall and awkward and long armed guys are actually more open to these inside, how do we say, punches, uppercuts, and counter punches because they are simply so big, so tall that it's hard to avoid, to move away. So yeah, but still, he's a very tough guy, Fundora, and not a big puncher, but he's a good puncher. He's a good accumulation puncher, very like accurate. Throws a lot, of course, just goes forward like this wrecking machine, And it would be a really one hell of a fight. I'm not sure if Fundora can really stop or beat Charles, but for what it's worth, it would be a really great war as long as it lasted. Yeah, and then of course we have Team Two on the other side, who is very proven himself as a very good, strong contender. Yeah, but maybe they will. I don't know. Maybe one of those governing bodies will have and probably an eliminator first with one of those guys fighting each other. There are a few others, but Israel Madrimov, for instance. There's also Liam Smith who has returned with a very good performance against Jesse Vargas. So there are possibilities for other fight. And if he wants, maybe he can move up to 160 to fight someone like Mangia. That would be a really awesome fight, I think. But I think he will want to stay at 154, and he actually scaled in at 152 before the fight, Charles. So that proves that he still, can make the fight the weight really comfortably. He's not struggling, he's not coming right at the very limit. That would be a sign that he has problems. But no, you know, he's simply that way. He's built that way. He's a slim guy, you know. So yeah, and he's not too tall. If he was like 6'2" or something, then it would be hard. But he's like 5'11", I believe. Yeah, something like that. Maybe yeah, 5'11". So his brother is 6 feet. So yeah, that was the fight. Charlo won by a 10th round knockout over Brian Carlos Castaño. His best victory. I mean, his greatest achievement, definitely so far. And it may be his peak victory, but we will see. He's 31 now, and I think he's still got a few years anyway before he's past his peak, past his prime. But you never know. Sometimes this happens suddenly. The decline can happen suddenly. But I think not now. And then we had also Boots, Jaron Ennis. He won really impressively by a knockout versus Castillo Clayton. And that was right on the button punch. He caught him in the second round. He caught him right on the temple or just below, just be, be, below the ear, or not below, but by the ear here. So it was like very like chopping, pound punch. It's pretty dangerous. So Ennis is a serious contender. Yeah, he called out Errol Spence afterwards, and yeah, we hope that fight can happen, but perhaps not before Spence fights Crawford. But we'll see. That would be good, really. Yeah. Was there anything else? I don't know. Yeah, that's right. Tony Yoka. Yeah. So he lost. I'm really, really, really happy because you know I'm happy because I always knew I know he was overrated since I watched him in his last fight anyway. Uh, and he was outboxed for 6 rounds by Petar Milas of Croatia, but Milas he only hadn't had a fight for 2 years, so he gassed. I think he the seventh round and was taken out. And the way Yoka celebrated, I didn't like that. It was like he was so impressive. He wasn't. He just happened to catch a tiring Milas and put him down twice. And it wasn't real a knockout. Even I mean, Milas could have gotten up and continued, but you know, he just was too tired to yeah. So anyway, Bakule dropped him twice. Martin Bakule, very impressive, talented, big big guy, really big, huge. Just an inch shorter than Yoka, but really big, like muscular. And but disgracefully, one judge had it even. That was ridiculous. I mean, Bakule was so impressed, so dominant, and even scored two knockdowns, but still wasn't enough for a unanimous decision. I think somebody should really look into it and suspend that fucking judge, fucking moron, fucking corrupt asshole who scored even. I would really ban him for life. I would fuck yeah. So Yoka, yeah. I always thought if Hrgovic fought Yoka, he would win. Very likely, because he's simply a better fighter, more complete. He's yeah, very big and can hit, but also he has certain boxing fundamental skills that Yoka doesn't have. And he got lucky in the Olympics, that asshole Yoka. I really don't like him. He's an asshole. He's a big giant asshole. you know. So he's so smug when you look at him on the pictures, the way he poses. I don't like the guy. So that was good. So yeah, that was a little bit about not a little bit, a little bit more my recap or review of last night's main boxing fights anyway. So I'll be back with a new, I believe, boxing prediction video tomorrow. So until then, take it easy. Bye bye.